Well, more land is needed around Lloydminster's perimeter to keep up with the growth. The city is proposing an annexation of 4,400 acres of land and will begin negotiations with the neighboring RMs and counties. Annika Notveit explains.
Staff say it's the biggest amount of land the city has proposed in their history.
This is a once in a maybe lifetime for the city kind of process. I don't think the city, I think there has been annexations in the past, but they were reasonably small. This one, like you said, it's big, and it's going to have a big impact both on the city and on the neighbors, the county in particular, because of the direction that we want to grow.
The RM of Britannia and Wilton will be affected, as well as the county of Vermilion River. The county will be affected the most. As part of a statement provided by the county of Vermilion River, they say, quote, "As regional neighbors, the county realizes the city's need to acquire additional land to facilitate growth. Throughout all annexation discussions, the county's primary goal will be to ensure all decisions are in the best interests of all the county of Vermilion River's landowners." End quote. Meanwhile, Darcy Olson says the RM of Britannia won't see a lot of change.
It is 1/4 next to the landfill, and then there's a small chunk of land where Diamond 7 Meat sits, and then a strip of land beside Diamond 7 Meats that the city already owns.
He says the notice of intent from the city didn't come as a surprise.
So we were well aware, even before it went to the council, that we were in a minor way. At this point, council hasn't really even done a response to it. We're more waiting for what the negotiation process is going to come about.
The RM of Wilton's response was, quote, "The notice of intent has gone before council and will be reviewed next week at the regular council meeting," end quote. The annexation process can take time, and staff say it's hard to pinpoint a timeline.
It really depends on the negotiation process and the amount of complexity around those topics. But our estimated timelines is about a year to 2 years.
Discussions will be underway as the city plans for growth to double in the next 30 years. An information meeting will be held at City Hall next Thursday, June 19th at 4 o'clock. Annika Notveit, Newcap News.
Well, there's a bright side to the cool spring the border city has seen, as a local expert is saying that mosquito populations are not developing as fast. But as Bart Petiasic reports, that doesn't mean we will enjoy a summer without these bloodsuckers, as standing water can cause problems later in the season.
And it flies, yeah, it could be a Mitch.
It's a slow start to Dr. Robert Cooney's first mosquito hunt of the season. He says after the late winter and the cool spring in the border city, mosquito eggs can take sometimes 2 or 3 times as long to develop.
We had lots of snow last year as well, also puddles and rain early on in the season, even hail, I guess. And so we could maybe expect about the same.
But after a bit of patience, the first mosquito is caught at Bud Miller Park.
Where is she?
The Aedes vexans, according to Cooney, not the most common mosquito to the area, but not the most dangerous either. He says the mosquito that can carry the West Nile virus is known to be in the region, personally catching one last summer, but says they aren't a threat to humans yet.
They're probably mostly biting the birds that are nesting right now. And if any of these birds are sick with West Nile, you know, they will get it. And then so humans generally develop West Nile later in the season. The individual rare mosquitoes are probably more dangerous than those large swarms.
Now, if you want to avoid mosquitoes from developing in your backyard or garden, Cooney recommends to get rid of any standing water and put a screen over ponds or rain barrels in your area. But even that isn't guaranteed to lead to a mosquito-free summer.
You could pave all your backyard, and then you don't really have a pleasant backyard anymore. Most people like some shrubs or trees or at least a lawn, and that's what the mosquitoes like too.
Bart Petiasic, Newcap News.